Hello, this is the Sports Report AKA Cameron Williams, back again with another Bigger Than Sport podcast. And today I'm touching on a subject that again links to sport, but there's also a bigger picture to it as well, and that's racism. Now, the way it links to sport came initially after the Super Cup final between Liverpool and Chelsea. Now, Liverpool won on penalties. And a young man called Tammy Abraham, who missed the penultimate penalty that won Liverpool the cup, received racial abuse online, on social media, mostly on Twitter. And then, now, for literally yesterday, Monday night, and a Monday night football game between the Wolverhampton Wanderers and Manchester United, Paul Pogba then went on to receive racial abuse on social media after missing a penalty against Wolves that would have won them the game. But in the end, it ended in a 1-1 draw. Now, the reason why I want to speak about this is because I feel like there is just simply not enough being done. People, the media, social media, for example, Twitter spoke out and said they're speaking to kick it out, etc. But does that mean anything? Does that mean anything to me and you? Does that mean anything, what does that mean for the present and for the future? Because for years and years and years on end, we have been hearing after racial problems, etc., we are speaking to get this problem fixed, but it just seems like it's getting worse. And obviously, after the couple incidents, Twitter started saying, they're willing to discuss it with Kick It Out and, numerous companies in order to fix this problem. But I don't really believe that's going to make a solid change, the change that we need. The fact that this is still happening in this day and age is poor. And clubs will release those statements saying we are very against it. Chelsea and Manchester United released those statements. But the fact is, that will not stop. Banning someone from a match will not stop them from racially abusing someone. That will just stop them from coming and doing it in a stadium. They can go out on the street and racially abuse an innocent bystander, and that will never be heard in the news. Banning them from games, yes, that's a good start. Blocking social media accounts does nothing, because they can literally come back and make another account without people knowing it's even them. Some people don't even have their real identity on social media for that exact reason. So that they can just keep on coming back under different handles, different names, and doing the same thing. And it's not good enough. I know I saw Harry Maguire tweet something in a week saying that people should be ID'd when on social media to have their accounts verified. And that's a decent account. I'm not sure how that would work, but if there's a way to do that, that's a good start as well. But that's just a small piece of the problem, a small piece of the puzzle that may or may not be solved. We've been talking about this from years and years and years on end. Whether it's football players getting racially abused, innocent people in the street getting racially abused, And football, because it happens in a football ground, it will get that media attention. But if it happens on the street to a nobody, and I'm not saying, oh, nobody, you're no one in life. I'm just saying, people who are not known, people who are not popular like footballers. Footballers have millions of fans. What if it's an innocent bystander on the street? unless something drastic happens, no one's going to ever hear about that. And I'm not going to come here and say, well, I've got a solution for this, a solution on that. Because simply, I don't have a solution. But it doesn't look like anyone else has a valid solution that's actually going to calm this down. Because we're not going to stop it, but we need to calm it down. Because it's getting out of control. It really is getting out of control. You know, football is supposed to be a sport that's enjoyed. But now, young black players are looking at these situations and they're saying, well, I'm afraid to mess up now. And even when they don't mess up, they will still be mocked. They still will be jeered. There still will be that one or two or group of people that feel like it's okay to be spreading those kind of negative and vulgar comments. And quite frankly, it's not. Some go seen, some go completely unseen. But the problem this is the big problem. What is social media doing? So much people on social media have an influence. So the people who own social media alone have an influence. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Platforms like that where people can voice their opinion. Why don't you make an effort to make a bigger change? Whenever something like this comes up, this is the only time when people speak out about the issue. That's what I'm talking about. Like, why is it just an issue when it happens? Why can't it be an issue all year round? That you are working on it constantly to find a solution to stop these people from getting those disgusting words out into the open. Why do we have to wait until a football player gets racially abused for this to suddenly become a trending topic? It's not good enough. Social media as a whole is not doing enough to fix this problem. And that's good. We have sports people speaking about the topic, celebrities speaking about the topic. But realistically, they cannot do anything because they do not control Twitter. They do not control Facebook. They do not control Instagram. The people who own those social media platforms can do something about it. But they are not putting in enough effort to. Instead, they are more interested in other affairs. Which, fair enough to them. To keep those platforms running, they have to do that. But why not focus on world issues like racism? People suffer from this every single day. It's not just what happens on the football pitch or what happens on a tennis court, a basketball court. It's everywhere. You could walk out and receive racial abuse. This is just getting me frustrated because in the end of the day, it's like whenever the problem arises, that's when you want to do something about it. But then as soon as it disappears, nothing is being said and nothing is being done. And I just think, personally, that's wrong. I mean, I could have sat here for 10 more minutes and said, you can do this and that. But, realistically, my voice means nothing. I could say something, but it would mean nothing. Because in the end of the day, the people who own the social media platforms, they will do what they want. But this is just me voicing on my opinion. Because the way I look at it, I've seen so many situations in the public eye been risen and said, this won't happen again. We will do our utmost best to stop these incidents from happening. But what I'm seeing is these incidents are now multiplying and they are getting worse. And if we don't put a stop to it, and if they don't put a stop to it, trust me, dark times could be ahead. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, because we are in a blessed situation. We are in a blessed world. We are living a blessed life. If you're alive today, if you woke up today, you're blessed. But don't take those blessings for granted, because life can switch. And when it switches, you're going to wish that you took every single one of those blessings and use them. Use them as life experiences. Because, trust me, we've all been through great stuff. We've all been through bad times. But this is something that needs to be worked on yearly, all year round. I'm not just talking about when a problem arises or 1 month for the year. This needs to be worked on, and this needs to be brought to attention as something that is extremely serious.